Good morning, folks. It's a topic that is often overlooked, but in today's episode of Rooted in Progress, we're going to talk about it. What is it, Naisha?
This month is Down Syndrome Awareness Month, and we have a special guest to explain how you can be an ally to the Down syndrome community. Rooted in Progress starts right now.
Welcome, good people, good listeners, good followers, good subscribers, everybody, to this Thursday morning of Rooted in Progress. I'm your host, Terrence Middlebrooks.
I'm Naisha Harper. Good morning, Terrence. Look at our new graphic with you on there.
Yeah, I like
looking
that,
clean.
Man. It's about time, you know what I'm saying? Don't tell nobody, but man, listen, but man, you know, we've been at this for a little over a year and a half now. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I'm finally getting my light.
Yeah.
You know? Not to take nothing away from Deanne. Deanne's the pro, man. I learned a lot from her, man. So shout out to her.
We miss her.
We do miss her. Continue to wish her well. She's still part of the team. We got to talk about her because we do, believe it or not, we do miss her.
Yes.
It is not as loud as it usually is, but we do miss her.
She's going to get you for that.
I know it. I hope she's listening. So
we're holding down the fort.
Yeah. So it's Thursday, man. What's our topic today, Naisha?
We're talking about Down Syndrome Awareness Month. Like when you think of October, people think, you know, Halloween, of course, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, maybe even Domestic Violence Awareness Month. But I don't think people often talk about Down Syndrome Awareness Month, or maybe even not even knew that this month honored Down syndrome awareness. So we have a special guest today to just talk about an important organization in the community, how you can get involved. So let's welcome in Mr. Craig.
Right here in Tampa. Yes, Mr. Craig, how are you, sir?
Give it up, everybody. Give it up.
Yeah, there we go. You got the round of applause and all that, man.
I appreciate you guys having me here, man. This is a special month for us, man, and it's excited. I'm ready to get started and talk about the Down Syndrome Association of Tampa Bay, Down Syndrome Awareness Month, and everything this month has to offer.
Well, good, man. We're glad that you're here, and we thank you for freeing up your Thursday morning to be here with us here on Rooted in Progress, man. But let's just dive in a little bit before we get into the organization and your family. Tell us a little bit about you, Mr. Craig.
Oh, man. Okay. We got enough time for this?
I know, right? We do.
Okay. Well, let's go back. I've been here in Tampa since 2011. Okay. My hometown is Erie, Pennsylvania. And the funny thing is the area code is 814, and we're 813 down here, right? So I grew up in Erie, Pennsylvania. I went to Mercyhurst Prep High School, graduated, won a state championship in basketball my junior year, went to Mercyhurst University, played football there, broke a number of records. I was a running back. I was elected into the Hall of Fame in 2015 there as well, and had a wonderful football career. Played fullback for the Erie Invaders in the indoor league back in 2000, and just had a marvelous time in Erie, Pennsylvania. I have tons of family there. My dad's side of the family and my mom's side of the family is there. I have tons of cousins and uncles and everything in Erie, Pennsylvania. Got married, got divorced, got remarried to my college sweetheart.
Ooh.
All right. I had 2 kids with my my first wife. My oldest son is 25, Dante, lives in California. And my middle son is 24, Jordan, and he actually played football at my alma mater as well on scholarship. And he lives in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Yeah. And my wife and I, Christine, were blessed in on April 13th of 2014 with Craig Jr. And Craig Jr. was blessed with Down syndrome. And I tell you what, the journey for that was something else, man, because, you know, you're going back 11 years. So we've evolved a lot over the years, you know, with the education of Down syndrome, and the life expectancy has increased and everything. But back in 2011, you hit the internet. You looked for the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you found it. You know.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let me pump your brakes, Mr. Craig, because I tell you, we got a long time to talk before you jump too far ahead.
Yes, sir.
Let's just go back to the diagnosis. Let's go back to the moment you guys found out you were pregnant. The excitement there, only to follow by what the downfall, perhaps, or the blessing. I'm sorry, my apologies.
Not at all.
The blessing that. So talk about that.
It was a roller coaster ride for us because. A year prior to us getting pregnant, we had a miscarriage.
Oh, wow.
And so this was, Craig Jr. actually is my wife's first.
Okay.
My third. So it was an emotional roller coaster, man, going through what we went through with the miscarriage. And then the Lord blessed us. You know, and so you think all these positive things, man, we're pregnant now and we're going to have either a son or a daughter and we don't know, you know, you're just excited. And my wife was high risk because of her age. And, you know, we went to the doctor and she had to see a high risk doctor at the time. And a few weeks in, we found out based on the markers through the testing and things like that, that there was a possibility that we would have a child born with Down syndrome. And we're like, Down syndrome? What's Down syndrome? Wow. Let's look it up. Let's look. And so we're searching around to try to find out what Down syndrome is. And like I said, you'll find everything on the internet. And we were approached about having it's a procedure called an amniocentesis. And what that procedure basically is they put a needle in the amniotic sac, draw out fluid, and test it to see if that child will be blessed with Down syndrome. And I always say blessed because I'm blessed.
And
it's a blessing.
That you say that.
Yeah, it's a positive thing, and people need to know that. And I want to let that be known that. And I also have to throw a stat out here before I go back to the amniocentesis. Back when you know, we were pregnant, the rate of, how do I want to put it? I want to be sensitive here.
Right.
The abortion rate at that time when people got a positive diagnosis
was higher.
Was 90%. 9 in 10 get a positive diagnosis and they choose to abort the baby. This is years ago. It has changed. They don't update the numbers too often, but it has come down. Right now, the other thing is there's positive, false positives out there as well.
Really?
Yes.
And is that a high number?
I don't know if that number is tracked because the abortion goes through,
right,
and the baby's not born, so you don't know if that baby was going to be born with Down syndrome or not.
Wow.
And so the amniocentesis is not 100% effective. It's really high in the 90s, 98, 99%. But there's that what if, you know? Yeah. And so that didn't mean anything to us. It didn't matter to us. We were going to have this child. Yeah. You know what I mean? We were going to have this child. And but if you can imagine what that did to the stress level in my wife's first pregnancy and what we were going through, very tough. You know, and especially going back to us having the miscarriage prior to this. But we went to all the appointments. We stayed positive. You know, the amniocentesis results came back positive that we were going to have a son or a daughter blessed with Down syndrome, and we were ready for the journey. And so it's funny because we have a book out. It's called, yes, it's called Down Syndrome, Blessed with This Ability. It's on Amazon. You guys can pick it up, $9.95 or something like that. But there's 7 local families blessed with Down syndrome that wrote a chapter in here, including myself. And I thought about this book idea that was published, I want to say back in 2019, I believe. But I thought of that idea because of how we felt at the hospital. I wish I had some resources to tell me what we were about to go through.
I was going to ask you that. Did you have resources or a community or anyone to turn to at that time?
It was nothing out there. Yeah. You know what I mean? And at that point, I was like, okay, we need to get involved. We need to be advocates.
Now, we're talking 11 years ago, right?
2011. So even farther than that. We're talking about 14, 15
We're not
years
talking 1991. Right. We're not talking 1988. We're talking like...
Very current.
Very current, exactly. And you're telling me that there was not a lot of information out there? Wow.
Not much, and not much locally.
Not much, yeah.
You know, I did find a local organization that I reached out to. We got involved. It was called Friends. Friends is still active now. I was a part of Friends. They asked me to bring a buddy walk to Tampa.
Yeah.
And so I brought our buddy walk to Tampa, and Friends was actually getting ready to close its doors before I got involved. And they said, can you bring this buddy walk? And so I was like, okay, well, we need a big stage. Let's have the walk at Ray J. There's nothing bigger than Ray J in Tampa. Let's have the walk there, right? So I went down. I met with David Moss, who works for the Tampa Sports Authority, and you know, he gave me a tour, and we put together our route and this and that and everything. And the only money we had in the bank account for this nonprofit was what was going to pay for the stadium. And I said to the president at the time, I said, just trust me. I said, we can draw some folks in, and we can raise some money, and we have to continue. Like, the mission has to continue. And we had our very first buddy walk, and we raised $39,000.
Wow.
$39,000.
Yep.
The next year, we raised $66,000.
Get out of here.
You know, and so from that point on, I was all in, and we had so many families in Tampa that were a part of our organization and that supported us. Things went awry with me and the president. I didn't agree with how she ran the organization. So I was like, you know what? I could do this my own. So I stepped out, and February 23rd of 2018, me and some like-minded individuals, including my wife, created the Down Syndrome Association in Tampa Bay.
Before we dive into that, let's take me back. You guys found out at what month of the pregnancy that?
It was. I want to say it was week 12. I believe it was
that early.
Yes,
wow.
And we had a certain window of a couple weeks after that in order to have the amniocentesis, because after that the child gets too big and it's too dangerous.
Really?
Because you're putting a needle in the sac, and so it's risky that something could happen if the baby moves and you know, something, you know what I mean, hits the needle, and that's the stressful part about that procedure.
Yeah.
Luckily, we didn't have to worry about it. Everything went well, and then we got the result, and the result was positive, and we dealt with it at that time.
And you're looking 12 weeks in out of a 9-month pregnancy.
Yeah.
You know, so you're looking at what, 3 months already?
Yeah.
6 months to go of just this worrying and planning and not knowing what the future hold. How much did you rely on your faith at that moment?
100% of it. You know, I'm a spiritual guy, grew up in the church, and this was in God's hands. Yeah. I remember when we found out about the diagnosis, I called my dad, and he lives in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and I'm crying, you know. That was my reaction, because everyone makes this seem like it's a negative thing. But folks, I'm here to tell you, it's not a negative thing. This is positive.
Especially going back to what you and your wife experienced before this pregnancy.
Absolutely.
Miscarriage.
Yes. And so you got all those emotions, you know. And I tell people now, when I get reached out to by a lot of people when they have a diagnosis, and the first thing I say is congratulations, you know. But I called my dad, and I'm a mess, and my dad said, Craig, calm down. He said, God chose you two as parents, and this child chose you two to be his or her parents.
Amen, dude.
And one day you all are going to do something special. I don't know what it is, but I feel it. That's what my dad said.
Brother, you're giving me chills over here.
Man, I chills myself. I think I just grew an afro too. My hair grew a little bit, but that's real talk. And I didn't know what it meant at the time. I calmed down a little bit, and immediately I thought, you know what? I'm never going to look at this as a negative thing because it's not. And if my message is that this is negative, then that means I'm passing that on to future parents, and I can't do that, you know? And so, I thought at that moment that we got to write a book about this, about our experience. And also I wanted to be a resource for that same person that was me and my wife that were looking for resources and couldn't find any.
Yeah.
And I can pass a book on and say, read this book.
Yeah.
And then they read this book of these 7 angels in this book. And they're like, wow, you know what? This is going to be great. As a matter of fact, in one of the chapters and one of the authors that wrote her chapter, I was being interviewed on Tampa Bay Morning Blend.
Okay.
Pushing the buddy walk, and Craig Jr. was on my lap. And for the first time, he's been on TV a number of times, but they had just got a positive, the viewer just got a positive diagnosis that they were going to have a child blessed with Down syndrome. And she's sitting there watching us on TV in tears. And she looked at our story and said, you know what? I think everything's going to be okay. And she wrote that part of it in the book.
Wow.
As well.
Beautiful.
You know what I mean? So you never know who's watching, who's out there that has gone through what we've gone through. But I'm here to tell you that these individuals blessed with that extra chromosome are special. And that extra chromosome, I always say, is a chromosome of love.
It's it, yeah.
And they're something else. So, yeah, man, that's what the emotions were when my wife and I found out, and the resources were very scarce, very minimal. And I knew once we had our child, and we didn't know at that point whether he was going to be a he or a she. I just knew that we wanted to make sure that other people out there that were experiencing the same thing that we did were going to be okay by our message.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
Fantastic, man. I'm telling you, Craig, this is, like I said, it's giving me chills and getting a little teary-eyed over here. But, man, just the fact that you're calling it a blessing.
Yep.
We take that for granted.
Yeah.
We take every day waking up, going on about our day.
Yeah.
I got a 17-year-old son. Just a knucklehead. Love him to death. Smart kid. Great athlete. Just a wonderful, got a great heart.
Yeah.
I was getting on him about something petty. And man, I'm over here listening to this and feeling convicted of just how blessed I am.
Yeah.
Because he's doing some old knucklehead boy stuff.
Yep.
Clean your room, man. Why you got dirty dish? That dish been in there for 3 days.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
plus it was little silly stuff like that. And you come on here touching me with what you're saying, of just the fact that what you're dealing with, we all are dealing with something.
Yep.
Don't ever think that your situation is worse than someone else.
Yeah.
Just understand the fact that, man, when we come together, we could work things out. So you and your wife felt like that you guys came together and started this foundation.
Yep.
Talk about, again, before we dive deeper into your foundation, where did you find your information? What was your source?
So, we first looked to the internet. What is Down syndrome?
Right.
What is this about? And
ChatGPT wasn't out there.
it wasn't. Yeah,
AI
man.
was, but
Yeah. And so we found information, and just on an education standpoint, the things that we found out is that there's 3 types of Down syndrome.
Okay.
I didn't know
We didn't know that, right? So I can explain that to you. Probably the most prevalent type of Down syndrome, I can say it like that. It's like 98% of individuals blessed with Down syndrome have this one. This one is trisomy 21.
Okay.
Now, explaining what Down syndrome is. People get 46 chromosomes from their parents. You get 23 from mom. You get 23 from dad, right? An individual blessed with Down syndrome has an extra copy of the 21st chromosome.
Wow.
So you got one from mom, one from dad, and then an extra copy there's your 321, trisomy 21. That's how they name that, right? That extra chromosome causes speech delay, low muscle tone. And we know chromosomes are what makes our features, our eye color, our hair texture, our skin color, our fingernails. And to have an extra copy, it's going to do something. And it gives the intellectual disability where they pick up everything. They just pick it up a little slower than everyone else. The muscle tone, speech delay. The tongue is a muscle. So their speech is delayed because they have to continue to work to use that muscle to enunciate correctly. I'm still, to this day, get in the car, drop Craig Jr. off on the way over here to school. We get in the car, the first thing I do is say, what do you see? What do you see out there? I want him to see the world, you know? And so he'll start looking out and he'll go like this, you know? And he's looking out and then he'll say, fire hydrant. And I'm like, look at Papa, say it again. You know, and if he doesn't say it correctly, he looks at my mouth and I enunciate very well. And then he does the same thing. And I'm like, you have to say it like that every single time so people can understand what you're saying. What else do you see? And then we go all the way down to school, you know? Those sources were the internet, and we find that. So we got trisomy 21. The other two is translocation and mosaic.
Okay.
And you don't see individuals blessed with Down syndrome with those two that much, but they're out there. They're out there. And those are the three different types. Now, I wanted to kind of compare trisomy 21. So October is Down Syndrome Awareness Month.
Correct.
March 21st, 321, is World Down Syndrome Day. That's another big day.
Okay. That makes sense.
You see that?
Yeah.
So they play on the numbers and stuff. And blue and yellow is the chosen colors for Down syndrome. And the reason why is if you Google chromosomes and you look at them, they're like fluorescent colors. And even if you Googled trisomy 21 chromosomes, you would see 3 copies. They look like socks. Right, and they're different colors, like light blues and pinks and yellows and stuff, and that's where we get the blue and yellow from. But that's how it's all kind of coordinated. You know what I mean? And people wonder, like, where's the 3 come in? Trisomy 21 and the 21. And I have a jersey at home that's blue and yellow that has DSAT-B across my chest.
Okay.
I have our logo right here. I have a number 3 on my arms and a number 21 on my chest. And that gets people asking, why do you have different numbers on
a jersey? Yeah.
I'm glad you asked me.
Yeah.
So, conversation starter for sure.
Yeah. We're going to pause right here. We're going to take our first break. So stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back.
That is awesome. Yeah, and they're still going right now.
All right, guys, we're back in the Rooted in Progress studio here at WFLA. We thank you for tuning in. We thank you for these comments that are up on our Facebook page right now. So, hey, listen, Deanne is watching. What's up, Deanne? We miss you, girl. Deanne just said that she participated in the Buddy Walk in 2016. So, Mr. Craig, we were just talking about the resources and everything for when you and your wife found out that you guys were going to deal with this, which kickstarted your foundation.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about this amazing foundation that you and your wife operate today here in Tampa.
Yeah, you know, it was one of these things where I came back, my wife and I came back from Orlando. We were at a Buddy Walk conference. We went out to a conference to see how we can improve the Buddy Walk, and you know, it was great. Had a bad experience with the president of Friends at that time out there, and I put a lot of work into bringing the Buddy Walk here along with others, and I felt disrespected.
Wow.
And that's not how nonprofits should be.
Right.
And so I said, you know what, I can go out. Let me see if I can gather my resources and my folks and start an organization. I know how to run one now. And so I talked to my wife and I said, do you want to start a Down syndrome organization? I said, I think we can do this. We'd have to get a 501c3. I think we can do this. And she said, let's do it. And as soon as she had my back and said that, I was like, you know what? It's time. Let's do it. February 23rd, 2018, the Down Syndrome Association in Tampa Bay was born. We were approved. There's my beautiful wife right there and my son, Craig Jr. We were approved to fundraise in the state of Florida. And it was a great day. So we celebrate that day because that was the day things changed. And we went through a lot from the beginning. You got to start a website. You got to get your board of directors. You have to have board meetings, and you got to start events. And, we're putting our own money in to take care of some of the expenses. So now we got to do fundraisers to try to take care of some of the stuff. But my main objective, along with the board of directors, was to offer free programs and services to the families that we're servicing. And so it takes a little while for an organization to get your legs under you, And
how long did it take you guys from the idea, from the time the idea was formed to launching?
Yes. So we set aside some money so that we could, we had to purchase insurance, insurance for the members, insurance for the board. We did all that stuff out of pocket at first. And then we had our very first event, which is called Down the Run. And we kind of collectively said, how can we get the Down syndrome community along with the running community? Now, y'all know these 5Ks out there, these runners, they'll run for anything. You know what I mean? And so we're like, this is a good mix. And we had some great people that helped us put this thing together. We had it at Winthrop Town Center, right around that area. And it went fantastic. Chris Hoven.
Okay.
You remember Chris, DN from the Bucks back in the day? He played for the Vikings as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Chris Hoven.
Yeah.
I actually was at a fashion show with Craig Jr. and Chris was supposed to walk Craig Jr. down the runway, and Craig didn't want to go out. And so he was like, you got to take him. You got to take him. So I ended up going out with him, but we all sat at the same table. So my wife and I and Craig Jr., Chris Hoven, his wife, and then Anthony Becht, who was the tight end for the Bucks as well. He and his wife, Deanne, they sat at the table. And so I have business cards and we kept contacts. Chris was our very first kind of local celebrity to come and sign autographs and take pictures and stuff. And he was the draw. And we raised a good amount of money to kind of start us all off at that point. And from that point on, we just went forward. We had our gala, our very first gala in 2019, which you see pictures of right there. And we've had 4 of them now. At our very first one, Drew Garabo from 102.5 The Bone. His nephew, Will, in Orlando, was blessed with Down syndrome, and he's been an advocate for Down syndrome for years on the radio. Yeah. And so we decided for the gala to have like an award ceremony and give out local awards.
That's awesome, man.
And Drew was our very first Community Advocacy Award winner. The day after the gala, Drew called me up and said, how can I be a part of this organization? Wow. And I said, look, man, I got a vice president position open. So even to this day, this is back in 2019, in 2025, Drew Garabo is still our vice president, man.
That's amazing.
What that did is that started the radio station puts on with him a Down the Bowl event every year at Pin Chasers, where we raise a ton of money. And that money that we raise, that's our biggest fundraiser, allows us to put on things like art classes. We have a 3-2-1 art class twice a month. Okay. And we have free speech therapy, free occupational therapy. Wow. We have a dance class with Dancing for a Difference and Sarah Battaglia. We've partnered with her, and we pay for all the members to participate for free. We have a fitness club. We ran that for a little bit. We're just now getting ready to partner with Heroes Fitness. That's going to be paid for free. So everything that comes with our organization, we take care of the bill. We have an IEP scholarship for school. Now, those IEP processes are individual education plan is what that stands for. It's a rigorous legal procedure where on paper, they basically put your child's rights and you can request what you want to have happen in school and all of that. To have an IEP advocate there costs some money. And so we offer IEP scholarships for our members if they want that assistance there and stuff. Man, it's going great, man.
That's amazing,
That is
man.
amazing.
It's going great.
You know, the one thing that warms my heart is when I walk into a store or somewhere and I see a person with Down syndrome employed there.
Yes.
Talk about life lessons. Talk about getting these kids prepared for the next step.
Yep.
How difficult is that? What are the parents expecting? And you know, I know we had a family friend whose granddaughter had Down syndrome, and she actually stayed with her grandparents. And I don't think Daphne was probably in her 30s before she started working. Okay. And I just remember just the coverage, the protection that these parents have over these children. Like you said, they're normal. They're human as well.
Yeah.
They can work. They can learn. They can.
Yeah.
How difficult it is to let that child go into this world. And, you know, and talk about just how you guys prepare, your organization prepare these families to do that.
Absolutely. We had a class that we were running that was called a life skills class. We're going to probably pick that back up, but we had Shelby Houston would come in and she would do slideshows and from the basic things of how to clean yourself, how to wash your hands. And the parents would bring their kids in. I'm talking about from 4 years old to 35 years old. You know what I mean? They all need to listen to that particular part. And she would ask them questions, they'd raise their hands and answer these questions. So life skills is something that is extremely important for these individuals, and early intervention is key. You have to be involved early. There's some parents out there that for some reason refuse to believe doctors' diagnoses. And they refuse to believe that their child was diagnosed with something. And so they fall behind in getting the services that that child needs. You know, you need to get that child involved in speech therapy at an infant.
So they're in denial even after the child has been born.
I've seen it. I've heard stories. You know, we have one family that the mom brings the son every once in a while, and the dad is in denial, and so the dad won't participate and he won't come. Wow. You know, and it's a shame. It breaks your heart. You know, so life skills, teaching them how to enunciate, working the things that has worked against them. You know, working their tongue muscle, speech therapy, occupational therapy. How do you hold a pen? How do you hold a paintbrush? The occupational therapist can jump in and just really change things around for them. And these are the things that are definitely needed. Some individuals blessed with Down syndrome speak a little better and clearer than others. Right. Some have to work on it, you know, a little bit more. Some are a little bit more nonverbal, but they understand what you're saying. They hear you. They may not be able to communicate it back to you. Sign language is an option that's out there that some of them learn as well. And I'm with you. When you go to Publix and you see someone that's working and happy and putting a smile on your face and they're earning a living, they deserve to be able to do that. So the way that I look at it and the way that we have our parents and you know, it's one of those things where we're prepared that Craig Jr. will be with us forever. He'll live with us forever, However, that does not stop us from trying to develop him to be independent.
Yeah.
Because if there's anybody that can be independent, it's him.
Yeah.
And I think if we have that mindset, then that's what we're pushing for right now. If we don't have that mindset, we're not living that life right now, and he won't be prepared. He'll fail, and we failed him, So I look forward to him making a living for himself. I, as one of those people that think, down the line, you have to take what talents they show you that they have and expose those.
Yeah.
And Junior has showed a talent of taking pictures. He's attracted to cameras.
Wow.
We have gone to a number of weddings. When we go to the wedding, and he'll bring his camera. We got him a nice little camera, and he's got it around his neck. And we go.
How amazing!
The very first person that he runs up to is the photographer.
Yes.
And if the photographer's taking pictures, he's looking at the photographer, and then he wants to do the same thing. And then I thought, wait a minute. 3, 2, 1, smile. When he gets older, he could be the first photographer blessed with Down syndrome in the Tampa Bay area to run a business taking pictures. And I can facilitate it with him.
You better trademark that.
Man, it's trademarked right now.
Listen, we did a couple of weeks ago, there was an art gallery going on here in Tampa, and we had an artist on who also was a photographer, painter, photographer. Right. I'm a photographer, and that would just melt my heart.
I'm telling you.
The bride and groom will probably get upset with me because I would just be just bawling.
Immersed into
yes, with tears from this guy. He's not doing my job because I would be so attached to your son if he walked up to me doing that. Man, what amazing story.
I mean, just think about that. I'm looking at that like, why can't that be reality for him?
Yeah.
Why can't he earn a living doing something that he loves, doing something that he grew up wanting to do? He still to this day is a whiz on the phone, on his iPad. I'm looking at this thing. I'm like, hey, Junior, can you turn this off for me? Off. I'm like, okay. So he's got something, and that's something that he likes to do. And I figure that if it's something that he likes to do, as what we all do, if you do something to make a living that you love to do, you never work a day in your life.
That's everybody.
You know what I mean?
That's what they say.
It should be no different for him, and that's what I look at it. So I got some ideas, and that's something that I would love to put in place for him, and I'm sure that he would love it. He has no idea about it yet, but he knows we're grooming him because we keep buying him cameras and letting him do his thing.
Yeah.
Okay, going back to what you said, how some parents don't like to, I'll say, come to terms.
That one sit with you,
do you
did
think it did?
Yeah, me too. Same here.
Do you think this blessing, as you like to refer to it, isn't something that parents can say, it's okay, I got it. Like I don't need the doctor's help. I don't need the community's help. Do you find that often when you meet other people like that father that you
Not
encountered?
many people. There's a handful of these stories that you hear that end up like that, unfortunately, because there's two people that miss out. They miss out because they have no idea what type of blessing they have in front of them, and the child misses out because of the services or lack thereof. I just think that when you look at how, let's take it back a little bit, right? So I'm 51, right? Old school, my parents, old school, my grandparents. So we go back to our grandparents' age. The men, they never went to the doctor.
No, that's going to be another topic on our podcast.
Right?
Tom Johnny used to have one called "Take a Loved One to the Doctor Day."
I'm telling you, man,
you're
it's
right.
truth in it. They never wanted to go to the doctor. I'll be okay. I'm strong. I'm this, I'm that. My grandfather never wanted to go to the doctor. He passed away at the age of 86 in 2008, and he had colon cancer. Never went to the doctor. Who knows how long he could have lived had he got it treated, never went to the doctor. So I think some of that mentality resonates with people, and they think this is a negative thing, so I'm going to avoid it. If I avoid it, it's not true and it doesn't happen and it doesn't affect me. Right. And so that's just a lack of education on their part. Because if you don't look at the positive side of this and how you can help this child have a great life and live 60 to 70 years, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Something's wrong. And I find that very disturbing. And I even offered to the mom, I said, well, listen, would you like me to speak to the father? Because I think I can get through to him because that's what I do.
Yeah.
You know, and she said, no, it would cause more problems. I don't want to cause any more problems, but what kind of denial is this father in?
Does your organization offer any type of therapy?
Outside of speech therapy and occupational therapy, we don't. If there was
for the parents, maybe I say
like behavioral therapy, mental therapy.
Well, probably more so mental. Once you get diagnosed, I mean, do you guys walk them through the process all the way up to the birth? When do parents come to you guys and reach out to your association?
Here's the great thing.
Yeah.
The parents involved in our organization are parents of individuals blessed with Down syndrome from in a newborn up to, I believe, our oldest is around 56 years old.
Oh, wow.
So think about the experience by the members of the organization and what they've been through. So we don't have a professional to walk them through, but we have parents that are professionals that can walk them through.
Hey, man, and you can't get no more professional than that.
Yeah,
exactly.
They're the experts.
You know, and so and I love it. You brought up a great point because we have our 3-2-1 art class. It's the first Monday of every month. It's going to start again in December, and the third Sunday of every month. The Monday class is from 6 to 7 p.m.
Yeah.
The Sunday class is from 2 to 3. But while the kids and young adults are in the room painting and doing their thing and loving it, the parents are together in outside in the hallway, sitting down, chatting, talking, sharing experiences. If we have new parents that come and they embrace the new parent that comes in.
That's great.
And you know that new parent has questions.
Yeah.
And we got a wide range of parents from ages of their individuals blessed with Down syndrome that can assist. And it's a great thing.
Well, and even from the wide range you have to your experience, you and your wife's experience when you guys got first diagnosed, think about the parents that has a 56-year-old or 40 or 30-year-old who back then was diagnosed. And in 2011, if you're telling us there wasn't that much information, can you imagine a kid born in 1977?
Different story.
Or 1985, whole nother ball game.
Absolutely.
So you want to talk about professionals and experts?
Yes.
Let me call this parent. Let me get you to sit down with these people, and they could tell you.
There's some power there, man.
Wow.
There's some power there. I mean, and to see these individuals come in and smile and have fun and express themselves artistically, and to have their parent or caregiver there that has that professional knowledge because of them raising this person, you got to tap into that.
You do. Guys, we got to take our final break. We'll be right back. Don't leave. This is an important topic, and we're going to get Craig to kind of let us know how you all can get involved. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. At some point.
Or not. Let's just keep it going.
Hold on.
Okay, so
hang on one second. We gotta roll this break.
I don't think it's
all right.
working. Well, did we take 2 already? Who knows?
We got it right here. Here we go. This is it. We'll be right back, guys. Sorry about that. Here we go.
All right, welcome back.
Yeah, sorry about that. That's just
it's all good. It's
technology,
all good.
Man. It's 2025, and we're still dealing with tech glitches and so on and so forth. So, guys, again, Go ahead, Nice.
Technology is advancing.
It is
Yes,
advancing.
it is.
It's advancing, and
is.
it's helping those who are blessed with Down syndrome.
That's right.
Yes. Well, welcome back to Rooted in Progress. If you're just now joining us, we have the director of the
Get it right now.
Down
Get it right now.
Syndrome Association of Tampa, Mr. Craig Woodard Sr.
Yes, sir.
In the building.
In the building. So, Craig, I'm sorry, Naisha. I think I just cut you off.
You did.
Go for it. Go ahead. Go ahead. We got a few more minutes, man.
Say, how can people help spread awareness and like debunk some of these, like, I won't say myths, but just these common ideologies people have about those blessed with Down syndrome?
Yeah. The first thing I recommend is do a little research on your own. Read a little bit about it. Call me, 814-882-9191. Purchase our book, Blessed with This Ability, Down Syndrome, Blessed with This Ability. It's on Amazon. You could Google my name. You could Google the title. Read the book, man. Educate yourself. The other thing that I do, you could follow our Facebook page at 21 Strong Forever, or you can look up Down Syndrome Association of Tampa Bay. It'll pull right up. You'll look for the feet. You'll see the 2 feet. But what I do in the month of October, I always use the month of October since it's Down Syndrome Awareness Month, is a opportunity to educate. And so on our Facebook page, every single day, I state different facts. I share different facts about Down syndrome that people may not know, and I'll say one of them right now. I haven't shared it yet, but I will be sharing it, and this is an exclusive for y'all, right? Okay. So people make this mistake, and they call it Downs syndrome, DOWNS, right? Or they'll say Downs as DOWN''S. The reason why you don't want to pronounce it Downs, or they say, oh, he looks downsy. Don't say that. It's disrespectful. You know, don't use the R word. Or it's disrespectful. Yeah.
We know that.
It's disrespectful. It's really, really bad. And I've been an advocate against that as well. Down was named after Dr. Langdon Down, who detected Down syndrome years ago. So that's why you don't want to use an apostrophe S, because it's actually a name. Okay. Syndrome should be lowercase. The S should be lowercase unless you're using it in a title, right? A title or a name. So you see these common mistakes all the time. Also, we like to operate under people first language. And what that means is you don't name somebody by their diagnosis. So you don't want to say that Downs kid.
Yeah.
You want to say that kid, I say blessed with Down syndrome.
Blessed with Down syndrome.
Now you guys are going to use that going forward.
I am going to use that.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So
Absolutely.
it's all about educating and spreading awareness and having these conversations where people don't know. I'm not mad at anybody. They just don't know. Yeah. And they don't know unless you have that conversation. And so having that conversation is important. So if they follow our Facebook page, you're going to learn a ton about Down syndrome because you got 31 days to learn it.
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Yep.
Well,
any events or
galas or anything you have
coming up that people can get involved in?
We just finished our 4th gala that we had last month. It was on September 13th. I tried to get as close to October as I could, but we rented out the Tampa River Center.
Yeah.
That
place is always packed.
Fantastic, man. We had 205 people. It was gorgeous. Really, really gorgeous. Yeah. You see some of the pictures from down there. We had the award ceremony, a number of award winners. The main one was Natalie Allen from Tampa Bay Morning Blend. She's been riding with us since it's been about 9 years, and she was the first one to actually give us some exposure and everything. And for that, we awarded her the Community Advocacy Award. And it was fantastic. Coming up, our next event we have on October 26th. It will be at Dancing for a Different Studios from 4 to 5:30. We're doing a pumpkin painting event for all the kids, which is absolutely free. You can check out my Facebook page for details of that. And then in March, we'll be having our 5th Down the Bowl with 102.5 The Bone and Drew Garabo at Pin Chasers as well. So that's what we got coming up next.
Donations. I know, because you can't operate on this on just heart and nice smiles and a well-groomed beard.
Yes.
Tell us how people can donate to your organization.
Absolutely. It's very easy. Go to our website, www.dsatb.org. On the bottom of each one of those pages, there's a donate button. You can donate right there. It goes right through our PayPal account. And my address of the organization, which is our address, is on there as well. If you wanted to write a check and send it over to that address, we will get it, and I can send you a donation receipt.
Thank you so much. Mr. Craig, we from the bottom of our hearts here at Rooted in Progress and WFLA, we want to say thank you for, again, taking time out to come join us this morning, because this is very interesting, and I was somewhat a little nervous because I don't know a whole lot about it.
Same.
And when you try to, do a talk show where you have to carry, an hour of conversation, this has been eye-opening and heartwarming all at the same time. So on behalf of Naisha, Kristen, Deanne, the entire team here at Root in Progress, we want to say God bless you, man. And if there's anything
yes, sir,
that you guys have or we can do, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. So thank you.
Yes,
thank you, my brother.
I will.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
Man.
What a powerful
Naisha,
conversation.
Thank you, man.
I walked away with this saying, a person with Down syndrome is a blessing, not a curse. And don't use that R word.
Yes.
That word is so derogatory.
Yeah, a true blessing. Tell us how they can watch, Nice.
Lots unpacked there, but be sure to watch us on YouTube. The episode we post on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, also on YouTube if you're not watching on the WFLA Live page. But for right now, we're going to say adios. And we'll see you next week.
Have a good one, guys. Stay rooted, folks.
Stay rooted.